Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to MYC Uncensored's Women in STEM podcast series. Today I'm joined by Emma Boyd, a very knowledgeable university student pursuing a degree within the STEM field. So without further ado, let's get into it. So hi guys, welcome back to MYC Uncensored. My name's Anika and I'm joined with Emma Boyd. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And pretty much we're just going to be talking about herself, her story, what it means to be a woman in STEM for her, and just a bit of tips and tricks that we learned from her. So we can just start off. The first question here is, what is your occupation, and what would you say your contributions are to a field that is very much dominated by men?
So currently, I work as a student ambassador with my university. So I'm still in uni and I haven't quite yet gone into the industry, but I have had like a lot of industry experience.
Mhm.
But what I can say is that as someone who is currently studying STEM, there is a lot of males in terms of like studying engineering. And you don't really see many females studying engineering, which is quite unfortunate. But I feel like there's a lot of stigmas around that. But at the moment, I'm currently contributing to my field as an ambassador, and I am working with lots of industry partners and coming up with lots of fun projects for the year ahead. And yeah, oh my goodness, I don't currently work with any proper industry corporations just yet. But yeah.
Okay, awesome. No, that's absolutely fine. I think so with me, I'm still a high school student, but like I think
Yeah.
in terms of like STEM fields or even STEM subjects, like actually one of the core reasons or like catalysts to me starting this series was when I was in year 10, I chose engineering as my elective for year 10, and then there was
Yeah.
other ones like textiles and food tech, and the engineering class had like four girls and 26 guys, and then the textiles class
Yeah.
had like 29 girls and one guy. So it's so it's like
Yeah. No, I
I
agree. Yeah.
I don't think like it's always been male dominated, and I don't think once you get into the industry it starts being male dominated. I think it's been male dominated like from the start. So yeah, I think any experience in STEM fields as a female is very valuable. But we can move on to the next question. So, just more about yourself. What was your story for finding your passion or being interested in STEM, and ultimately pursuing, obviously, the degree you're doing within uni and ultimately your future career?
Yeah. I might ramble on for a little bit for this story part, but it actually started when I was in year 11, which was a few years ago. And basically, I had just come back from this expedition up north. I did a lot of like conservation research, like I was a part of all these fun programs. But at the time, I didn't really know that there was this really big development going on behind my house. And literally when I came back from this expedition, I had come home to, I think it was around 11 hectares of land was completely demolished for housing, and there was no consideration for the native species. So as it was happening, I remember just seeing kangaroos trying to get over the fencing
Yeah.
that they do on developments. Yeah, they couldn't get out, like they were trapped. And there was like koalas just absolutely scrambling everywhere. It was a scene. And I think in that moment, just watching it all go down, I just had never felt so much like passion and like, anger to do something about it. Like that really started my like advocacy journey. Like I'd never felt so this like fire in me wanted to do something about how we treat our conservation areas and what we consider conservation land. And that basically led me onto my advocacy journey. So for the past few years, I've been doing a lot of advocacy work with councils, and this year I was a part of Queensland Youth Parliament. I'm pretty sure every state has something similar, like a youth parliament. Um, yeah, and I got to work on big issues and fixing them. But at the same time, I feel like when I was in year 11 and 12, I, what was I going to say? I was very interested about wanting to change and redesign how we do developments and how we basically build our build our regions and build our cities because the way we do that currently isn't. I mean, there is a lot of good innovation currently happening in our big cities, but in areas where we're building fast developments, it's not typically really good, and you see a lot of destruction to native habitats. So yeah, that basically led me to choose environmental science. But in terms of engineering, I really wanted to get into um, a whole different sector, which was mining. Um, so in Queensland Youth Parliament, we did a bill which is called Royalties for Regions, and we basically looked at how we can make mines better operate and benefit the communities that they serve. So making sure that the money that they produce actually gets reinvested into the communities that mined the minerals or rocks. So yeah, I did a whole bunch of that this year. And yeah, that basically led me to basically where I am now, just studying engineering and environmental science. And yeah, I just am very keen to want to make a difference. And I feel like that's something um, a lot of young people are very driven by. So yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. That's really awesome. I feel like
Yeah, how's it going?
I live more in the city, so like seeing like
Yeah,
wildlife and stuff is very uncommon. But that doesn't mean like I haven't seen them before. But like I think it's crazy to have that experience of actually seeing that struggle face to face, because that's really sad, especially for animals that like are natives. The fact that they're
yeah,
dying and stuff, yeah, definitely. So yeah,
yeah.
next question. What would you say are the biggest challenges about being a woman in STEM or being a woman who's interested in STEM fields?
Well, I feel like at the moment, we're really lucky to live in a time where women in STEM has become such like a really good opportunity for young women who want to pursue STEM. But at the same time, I feel like the biggest challenge is the stigma and having like, I guess, feeling like alone in terms of having other women involved. It's like pretty rare to find big groups of women in the same field. But I can see that firsthand, like even just studying for my degree. I'm one of, I'm pretty sure, 25 girls out of a cohort of nearly 150 people. So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but yeah, I feel like the biggest challenge is just, you know, trying to break that stigma that, women can study STEM and they can study engineering. And like, I really feel like we should push and advocate for it more.
Hmm.
I feel like women just feel like, oh, it might be a bit too challenging to pursue, but it's not even that. It's just the fact that um, there's just all these stigmas built around that it's more suited for males, and I feel
Hmm.
like that's just silly, and I feel like anyone can pursue whatever they want. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. So I actually saw on your LinkedIn profile that you are the founder of Sticky Aid. Would you be able to tell us more about that and what it aims to do?
Oh, okay. So, Studio is actually pretty new. Um, I'm basically doing a lot of entrepreneur work at the moment, and I came up with this idea. So it's a bit confidential at the moment, but
Oh,
I'll
okay,
tell you.
no
I'll
worries.
tell you no, I'll tell you more. I'll tell
Mhm.
you more. So at the moment, I've just become a finalist for Teen Business Awards Australia for Sticky Aid, and it's basically, in short, a medical device that helps with making first aid more efficient to those who are disabled.
Oh, wow.
Basically, it's like short answer. It works like a tape dispenser or mixed with like a correction tape, but instead it has like rolls of band-aids and you can apply it without having to open the band-aid packaging. So it saves waste and it helps make first aid more efficient to those who have disabilities or just want general efficiency. So That's basically what it is.
That's really
Um,
cool. Congrats on the
yeah, it's
finalist as well.
oh, thank you. Yeah, and basically I've just been working on that. It's something that I've just started in the first 6 months, so we're in the works of patenting it and getting it out onto the market and advocating for those who have disabilities because my granddad, he's an amputee.
Okay.
So he only has one hand and like opening band-aids and opening
Is yeah,
simple
must be rough.
things
Yeah.
is just such a challenge. And I'm very surprised that we haven't like looked into redesigning simple things like that. And it's just been the way that it is for years and years. And so yeah, I'm kind of trying to challenge the idea that um anyone can redesign simple products. You just got to look at it differently in a different way. So that's the good thing about being in STEM, have these opportunities to design new things. So yeah.
Awesome. Um, I also saw that you're a part of the ACS Foundation Women of STEM Scholar. Would you able to tell us a little bit about what this opportunity entails and why you felt like it was something you wanted to be a part of?
Of course. So I think this is something that, are you thinking about going into a STEM pathway,
Yes.
like when you leave school? This is something that you should definitely get on board with. It's for school leavers. I'm not sure, you're in grade 11, hey?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, it's basically a scholarship, and it is for those who are leaving school and wanting to pursue a degree in the STEM field. So that can be science, technology, engineering, mathematics, you name it. Um, so it's open to everyone who is across Australia. It's Australia-wide. And I was very lucky to be one of the four scholarship winners last year for it, this year. And it's a 5-year scholarship. So you get money each year for your degree, but you also get to work with and be a representative with the ACS Foundation, which is the Australian Computer Society. And they have a foundation, so they're like two separate organizations. But you basically get to advocate for women in STEM. And I feel like that's such a good thing to be a part of because I love wanting to push that, for women to advocate for women to keep studying in the STEM field. So that's basically what that is. And if you're keen, I think you should definitely apply.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a really interesting opportunity. Yeah, I'll definitely look
Yeah.
into it more. Um, Okay, in terms of obviously like you haven't started an actual job, but in terms of being
Yeah.
a uni student within the STEM field, what would you say the most exciting parts are about it? And what would you say there are like the struggles or considerations someone should make if they were interested in pursuing a STEM field within uni?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like literally when you leave school going into university, you just got to choose something, then it all gets thrown at you. And I feel like that's not really, it just sucks in terms of people who don't really know what they want to do. And they feel very confused and conflicted about what is my future, what is next for me. And I feel like the best way to think about it is to just like to have a sit down conversation and talk about your passions, talk about things you're interested in. And I'm pretty sure most schools have counselors and things like that to have those conversations, but I know a lot of schools don't. So the best way to do it is just to make a list to yourself or have a conversation with someone else about what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, and then see what roles suit those passions. Because I knew I was very unsure whether engineering and environmental science is the path for me, but you know, if even if you're interested in advocacy or you're interested about business or wanting to make a difference and that might not be in the STEM field but doesn't mean that you still can't include that.
Mhm.
So there's so many programs out there to be involved with while you're doing your degree, and lots of universities offer lots of clubs and programs to be a part of. So um but yeah, I feel that that's probably like the biggest struggle is having to go through all of these exams and then figure out your future right then and there. So I feel like having these conversations early is the best advice I can give is just like do it as soon as you can, and then yeah, you'll end up in it. And even if you don't know, I took a 7 month break before I started uni. So if you don't know, I feel the best way is to just take that break instead of wasting money going into uni and you're unsure.
Hmm.
Lots of schools and unis offer that leeway for scholarships for a year.
Hmm.
So you can still get your scholarship even if you have it a year off. Because having a break was the best thing I ever did. You get to sit down and really think about what's next for you. Um, because yeah, the education system is not built around having those conversations
Yeah,
and
I think
getting you set
I
up for
agree.
that,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. But
Hmm.
I know a lot of schools are changing their ways, which is good. But yeah.
I think that's a really good piece of advice as well, because I think there's definitely some stigma attached to the fact of taking a gap year or a little break before uni. But I think in the
Yeah.
overall scheme of things, it is actually the smarter decision if you don't know what you want to go into. There's no point in starting something or a degree that you don't really think you're that passionate about. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it because everyone starts
Yeah,
really, really
a
early.
hundred percent.
So yeah, 100%. I think that's a really good
Yeah.
takeaway as well. What
Because
would you say? Yeah, sorry.
oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say because I've met a lot of people at uni who didn't know what they want to do and they now have debt of
Oh,
all this money that they've spent on studying thing that wasn't for them. So yeah, and then they took a break and they came back and it's just like, yeah, taking that break is it can be worth it, even if it's 6 months, half
yeah.
half the year they come back to trimester two.
Hmm.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. What would you say the most exciting parts about being a female in STEM within university is, or like what are the, I guess, most exciting experiences
Oh,
that you've had?
yeah. I think all the opportunities. As I said before, like being a woman in STEM is just like this new rise, this new thing that, is becoming so good. And I don't know how to put it in words other than the fact that there is a lot of opportunity out there that keeps arising here and there. And I feel like it will keep going as the years go on, especially for those who are in school right now. There will be more and more and more opportunity for you guys. And yeah, I feel that's the most exciting part. I keep finding out about all these new things I can be a part of, all these new things I can help out with. But yeah, yeah, I'm just really excited for all the projects that you get to be a part of. Like a lot of people underestimate in your first or second year of uni that you can't do internships, you can't do all these you can. Like if you build yourself up and you have an idea of what you're passionate about and have an idea of what you want to do, um, just go reach out through LinkedIn or through just simple things like that, talking to people, networking nights. You'll meet all these industry professionals and they'll be like, if you have a deep conversation with them, that most likely you'll be offered, do you want to come do an internship with us or come be a part of these programs we have? Like it's as simple as that sometimes. Yeah.
Do you think it's with in terms of internships, do you think it's like significantly harder to gain them as a high school student? And do you think like the barriers are more open when you become a university student? Or do you think there's any way to kind of gain an internship as a high
Yeah.
school student?
Actually, so I have some news for you. I had my first internship when I was in high school. I was in grade 11. No, I was in grade 10, and I had another one in grade 12.
Okay.
And that first one was through school. Usually schools offer like work
Yeah, work
experience.
experience, but they're like three
Yeah.
years or so.
Yeah, and then the other one wasn't through that. It was just through I was a part of the leadership team, which was fortunate for me because I got to network. But
Mhm.
there's still a lot of opportunities out there to go out to these. I don't know if it's different in every city, but I know that the Gold Coast offers like leadership networking nights. And I went
Okay.
to one of those for STEM and I got to work with network with these how do I put it? Industry professionals in the space sector. And I got to be a part of this thing called the space program, which they had ongoing. I got to help be a part of the team that built the Cube satellites and sent them to low Earth orbit, which is like the lower atmosphere up in space, which was really, really fun to be a part of. And so, yeah, like even if you, the best way is organically to go talk to people and network. But if you can't do that, the best way is to reach out through LinkedIn, I find is a very good platform, or to just talk to people that have are part of these industries and reach out to them personally and say, is there anything I could be a part of? Or is there any internships that you're offering or work experience if you're a high school student? Um, and they'll most likely like offer you something. I got one with ACOM, which is like a um, basically like a structural engineering consultancy. But yeah, there's so many opportunities out there. You just gotta like take that leap and reach out, I believe.
Awesome. Yeah, that's very insightful. I feel like with my school, it's kind of like I think the fact that you got to speak to industry professionals was a really cool opportunity. I'm not really
Mm,
familiar with it in Sydney. I'm not sure if there's anything like that, but definitely take that on
mm,
board. And yeah, I think LinkedIn is a really good tool. But yeah,
yeah.
um, final question. Do you have any words of wisdom or advice you would give kind of the future generation of girls or like younger girls who kind of feel scared or unsure about entering STEM fields because they don't feel like they see other females?
Okay, so I feel like the best advice I can give is don't hesitate, just do it. Because if you keep thinking like, oh, having negative thoughts about the fact that there isn't many other women in this industry, like in this field, and you won't make the friends or you won't find, the great networks or partnerships. Like being a woman in STEM is not limiting. It's actually a very plentiful opportunity and position to be in this time of age. And I feel like just take that leap, even if it is something that might come across as like difficult or challenging. I know like there's all these stigmas around, oh, engineering is so hard, don't do it. It actually isn't if you are very keen and interested in how things work in building and designing.
Mhm.
I'm not good at math, but I still love doing it because I get to actually, it's very, uni is very different to high school. And I feel like a lot of people don't really understand that change because you get to actually focus and research and learn about the things that you actually want to learn about instead of having to juggle six different subjects and where you're only like two or three of them. So you get to actually spend the time studying the things that you're interested in. You get to learn things, and learning the things that you want to learn is way more interesting than learning things you don't want to. So yeah, I feel like the biggest thing is don't be scared. Just give it a go. You don't know what opportunities are like at your doorstep. Like you'll open that door and you'll find so many people wanting to like be a part of um the wave of change that you want to be on. Like there's so much opportunity. So yeah, don't be afraid. Just take that step.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And definitely, especially in this generation, we're very susceptible to overthinking and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's definitely true. So thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to add just before we wrapped up?
Um, Well, in terms of like scholarships and opportunities, especially for high school students, especially for you, and especially everything that you're doing is amazing. Like this is so good. Just yeah, if you want to apply or be a part of any scholarships or opportunities for uni, just reach out to me and I can send you everything.
Awesome.
And
Thanks
another
so
thing
much.
is, yeah. Oh, sorry. Another thing is too, like, I feel like your network is your net worth. I feel a lot of people say that. Um, Reach out to people, connect with them, have those conversations. Like that's the biggest thing. And don't be afraid. Like most people are friendly, hopefully. Um, but yeah, good luck with everything that you're doing.
Yeah,
It's so good to see. I'm very inspired by all the work that you're doing.
thank you so
And
much.
yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
so
no,
much.
it's so
Yeah.
good.
Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time.